So not too long ago, Bow Wow was talking about, artists kind of needing artist development and labels should bring it back. As we know, labels have, since the whole transition going from, CDs, those mediums of like CDs and vinyls, those things selling well into the 90s, going into the 2000s, and then somewhere into like the mid thousands and late 2000s, the download era came in, and then eventually in the 2010s, streaming started to really build up and pick up. It's become where we're in a time of like a DIY kind of thing where, there's so much DIY going on. Like you see it all over social media, especially like YouTube, for instance, TikTok as well. And of course, with music. So there's just a lot of artists that are just popping up left and right. And so, what Bow Wow's talking about, labels used to put in a lot of artist development, and that was being taken out of the budget for, I think, even years, even before the whole download era and streaming era. The artist development was kind of being pulled, or the budget was just being shortened. And, it is needed. I do agree with Bow Wow, because with artist development comes, artists and repertoire, which is also known as A&R. A&R is really good because you, as an artist, you have to have a sound. What's your sound? Do you have a solid, cohesive sound? Where are you going with that sound, and how are you going to get there? Do you make the beats, or do you find producers who fit the style you're going for? You know what I'm saying? And that all goes into that, under that umbrella of artists and repertoire. And also, those executives, those staff would be putting you with the right producers, the right, musicians, other artists, and even for collaborations and stuff. And, ultimately all of this adds to the image, you know what I'm saying? And if your image is, you kind of know what you want to do with the image, your style, your look, how you come off, that's all the overall brand as an artist. And I think there's some artists out there that are kind of missing that. And I think many of us that are out there that are independent DIY artists, we're kind of learning that. You learn that along the way. And I think it's something you got to sit down and study. And there are some artists that I feel they're just not doing that. And that's why I think Bow Wow talked about it. You could kind of see it. Some artists are just going about, just letting it out there, doing their thing, and not really thinking deep enough on the branding part, like the image, the sound, all of those things, and how it comes together. Does it create a solid, cohesive artist brand, look, or feel? Does it create that, or is it coming off very like, one-hit wonder kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? Because especially with social media, so many things like TikTok, so many things are hot for a moment, goes viral, then it dies down and it moves on. The trend, it just keeps going. So it's like, when you have that artist development there, when you got that team there, that's kind of helping you to figure out how to fit in as the wave goes on and on, you could kind of stay consistent with the changing waves, you know what I'm saying? And still kind of be yourself too at the same time. And that's where I think he was going with that, what Bow Wow was trying to say with the whole artist development still being needed, with a lot of artists. And I think whether you're signed or you're not signed, you should seek it out on your own, you know what I'm saying? For those artists that are interested, you should just really look up and study it on your own. That's what I did. Years ago, when I was in high school, I had a workshop that was done at Universal Music Group, and I think it was called the Music Gives Workshop, and we learned a lot. A lot of us as high school kids, we learned a lot from different industry insiders who were teaching us about A&R, about the law side with copyrights, copyright infringement, with stylists, images, and the overall brand. So when you learn that as an artist, it's really supportive and helpful, because it helps you understand how to go about your brand, and how to go about going further and keeping a solid, consistent brand that